Tracking that, KRCG 13 live at 10 starts right now.
Live from across mid-Missouri, this is KRCG 13 live at 10.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
The gloves come off tonight in St. Louis on the Washington University campus as presidential candidates go head-to-head in their second debate. Good evening. We are live from Washington University in St. Louis tonight. It's for the second presidential debate.
Tonight's town hall style debate featured questions from the audience and from social media. The questions tackled the tough topics such as the recently released audio of Donald Trump talking about women to Hillary Clinton's emails. The candidates also talked about Syrian refugees and same-sex marriage. The spin room has been a fairly busy place here tonight. We saw a number of Missouri politicians pass through from time to time, some available for interviews. We caught up with Senator Claire McCaskill and asked her about the potential for Donald Trump, given that Access Hollywood bus situation, leaving the ballot or being forced off the ticket.
Well, I mean, I think it's frankly impossible. I mean, people have already begun voting. Absentee ballots are already being cast in our state. Early voting is occurring in a lot of other states. Ballots have been sent off to our military across the world, and they ought to have a chance to vote as to who is going to be their commander-in-chief. So I think it's just unrealistic that Donald Trump he's going to be the nominee of the Republican Party. That's going to happen. Now we have to let the American people decide if that's who they want to be the face of America to the rest of the world.
Now, Republicans generally kept a low profile in the spin room. We did see Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, who is an ardent supporter of Donald Trump and who was helping him prep for the debate tonight, came in to talk to Fox News, but then he beat a hasty retreat as reporters chased him out the door. So there wasn't a lot from them early on. Until the election of Barack Obama, Meghan, Missouri had picked the winning candidate in every election, save one, in the last century.
But with the election of President Barack Obama, Missouri's bellwether status, it's faded. Marlon Marshall is a St. Louis native and director of state campaigns and political engagement for Hillary Clinton's campaign. He says Missouri is still very important in this campaign.
We have staff in every single state. Missouri is important. Many states, we're trying to do everything we can in every state. And like I said, we have a really competitive governor's and Senate race here. And when we hopefully elect Hillary, we want to make sure we have a Democratic Senate with her. So we want to do everything we can in a state like Missouri.
Now, for the presidential debate, there are more than 235 student volunteers that are here at WashU. While some of those are international students, the majority are U.S. citizens who will then have the opportunity to vote come November. One of those students is Sabrina Tannehill. She's a sophomore here and has been volunteering for the debate. Sabrina is from Jefferson City and says being a capital city native has influenced her as a voter.
I think it's definitely kind of impacted my voter issues, partly because Jeff City is a closer community, smaller, and so I think that kind of affects how I consider candidates and, make sure that people are always united and together and really have like a community environment.
She says it's important Missourians, especially young adults, make their voices heard on Election Day. Now, both Democrats and Republicans, they gathered tonight to watch the showdown.
KRCG 13's Tommy Sladek is live at one Mid-Missouri watch party with their reaction. Tommy?
Kermit and Megan, I am live outside Shakespeare's Pizza South in Columbia, where an energetic group of Boone County Democrats gathered in anticipation for the highly anticipated debate. Now, inside, viewers were very vocal in their praise of Hillary Clinton and in their disapproval of Donald Trump. Now, just down the road, Boone County Republican Committee decided to go with ribs over pizza at Dickey's Barbecue. All eyes were on the screen in anticipation for Trump's response to a 2005 tape leak. He apologized for his lewd remarks about women and said, quote, "It's just words." Local Republicans say you can't dwell on the past.
hurt his campaign because people are short-sighted. And I think they're forgetting this is not about an individual's action back in 2005. This isn't about an individual's moral back in 2005. This is about a presidential election.
Now, organizers for both the Democrats and Republicans say the watch party turnouts have been fantastic, and they're excited to continue the get-togethers for future debates. Reporting live in Columbia, Tommy Sladek, KRCG 13.
Tommy, thank you. Of course, most people saw this debate on television. The last presidential debate at Hofstra University in New York attracted more than 80 million viewers.
Now, organizers of tonight's debate, they think that they'll have 80 or more million viewers tuning into tonight's debate to see Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump square off here in St. Louis. Earlier this week, I sat down with St. Louis Mayor Francis Slay for an exclusive interview on what this means for the city of St. Louis, as well as the Show Me State as a whole. It's an event that's been in the making for more than a year. On September 23, 2015, it was announced Washington University in St. Louis would host a presidential debate. With that announcement, the university earned the distinction of hosting more debates than any other institution in history.
This is a big deal. This is about who's going to be the next president of the United States. So this is really an effort, an ongoing effort in making history about the future of our nation and the future of the world.
This event has put a spotlight on the Gateway City, a spotlight St. Louis Mayor Francis Slay hopes will have long-term benefits.
With the eyes of the world around us, it's pretty exciting to think about it. We can showcase this outstanding campus, Washington University, nationally, internationally renowned university. We can, bring people's attention to St. Louis generally in a very good and a very positive light. Something good's going on here. There's a debate going on about the future of this nation.
Mayor Slay hopes St. Louis and Missouri as a whole will make a lasting impression on the more than 4,500 journalists, campaign staff, visitors, and university employees here on campus.
There are going to be a lot of people coming here, and media people from around the country, and they're going to be here spending money. They're going to be here, and hopefully they're going to want to come back and visit, with their families and friends and others, because we do have so many wonderful things here in the St. Louis and Missouri, for that matter, to really enjoy.
Now, Kermit, this is something that we've talked a lot about this tonight. Between 1992 and this year, 2016, the Commission on Presidential Debates has asked Washington University to host 6 debates.
Kind of makes them experts. The 2008 event was a vice presidential debate between Joe Biden and Sarah Palin, probably the most anticipated VB debate ever. The 1996 presidential debate between Bill Clinton and Bob Dole was canceled here by a decision to reduce the number of debates from 3 to 2. Now this year, for the 4th time, WashU Chancellor Mark Wrighton was the man to welcome the world to this campus.
This is, for any American institution, a record. We're proud of that, and we're proud of all those who have made it possible for us to win the confidence of the Commission on Presidential Debates.
Wrighton anticipates the commission will come back to the university again, given its experience for organizing and executing successful debate events. The logistics of this event, though, are really staggering. Beyond the debate venue itself, more than a dozen sites on this campus are in use for everything from media credentialing and story filing, as where we are, to security coordination, to public demonstrations, and to student and faculty receptions and watch parties. So the whole campus is really involved. Now there is a steering. His 4th debate about the most significant changes in this time around. Steve Gibbons told me it was 2 things: security and technology.
You know, over the years, we've seen the technology change from, you know, payphones literally to cell phones to the beginnings of the internet and Ethernet to Wi-Fi to cellular. So just keeping up with that and making sure we have really robust systems here that can handle everything that's happening in the building here is huge.
Givens thinks Washington University does this kind of event now as well as anybody in the country does it. He says WashU is certainly open to presidential debates going forward into the future. When we return to our live coverage of this second presidential debate, we will focus on the reaction.
Yeah, we'll hear what statewide lawmakers had to say. That's coming up on KRCG 13, live at 10.
Temperatures today did climb into the lower to mid 70s. Another similar day tomorrow with the exception of some cloud cover, then rain chances by Wednesday. Your full forecast is next.